What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Christian K. Malin. I hope you all are staying healthy and safe at home. We are going to be doing a very special video for you guys today. Shouts out to the people at GOAT for sending me the last missing piece of the puzzle for an amazing price. Obviously I'm not sponsored. I did buy a pre-owned pair because this wasn't a shoe that I was sold on when it first released. Actually, out of all of my Travis's, this has been the only shoe that I had to buy that I bought secondhand, and that's okay. That's the beauty of GOAT, that you're able to kind of, you know, buy a shoe for a little bit under retail, especially if it's something that you want to put on your feet anyways. So basically this video is going to be me going from my least favorite to my most favorite out of the collaboration, Travis Scott with Nike. That is Nike, Jordan Brand, and Nike SB. So without further ado, let's get to it. So the very least pair in my collection is going to be the Travis Scott Jordan 6. Now this shoe here is bittersweet because I like it a lot. I actually do, but it's my least favorite because I pulled the trigger on it way too fast. I spent probably double market just to be able to get my hands on it day of release. Well, I didn't get them day of release, but around that time. So I paid a hefty price, and for that reason I can't, like, when I wear them it's still always kind of like bittersweet, and that's only my fault. Now I'm glad that I do have them in my collection because Jordan 6s for the Whitefoot gang is one of the most comfortable Jordan shoes out. They're built a little wider, so they don't feel as tight. Now my true shoe size now is a size 10. With these I went a half size up, a 10.5. That was a mistake. I should have gone with my true shoe size because, again, these are built a little wider. So you can definitely, if you're looking to get this pair, just go for your true shoe size. And if a lot of you already have a Jordan 6 in your collection, then it shouldn't be a problem figuring out what size you need. Alrighty guys, next up is going to be the Travis Scott Air Force 1 in the silk colorway. Now this shoe I definitely skipped on at the beginning when they first dropped. I didn't find it that intriguing, and I'm trying to keep that same energy, which is why it's second to last in my favorites, but I definitely had to have it. This was the missing piece of the puzzle. Once I had the SBs in my collection, I realized there's no way that I can go without having the Air Force 1s. Now, small disclaimer, I am opting out on the 33s. I personally don't even feel like that's a shoe that it needs to be in the collection for it to be considered complete. Now obviously for somebody that might be a little bit more anal than I am, they might need to have that in theirs. And for those of you that have it, please put your comments down below. Is it a comfortable shoe? Are you happy that you have it? I personally have never owned a 33, so I don't feel either way on it. Would I own it for a good price? I probably would. It would have to be under retail though. That's just me personally. I'm not big on actual basketball shoes, and I feel like the 33 is definitely 100% targeted for the basketball community. But let's get back on task. This Air Force 1 again is featured in the silk colorway. Now this is the second drop. The original colorway was white, and I guess you couldn't tell the difference because the white ones would kind of turn this kind of like off-white eggshell color, you know, in no time. Now the problem with this shoe is, yes, it'll be hard to maintain, but I'm not really worried about that because I actually do think it looks better once worn. You know, when it's got a couple dust stains, it shows a lot more character. Again, I'm a huge fan of the yellowed soles, so by all means wear your shoes. Now this shoe did come with OG All. I'm very excited that I have it in my collection, but because of the lack of wearability, though it's one of my favorite things to do is make sure that my shoes look worn, I'm gonna have to put this in my second to last. Alright guys, so the next shoe is going to be my very first shoe in the collection. Now I actually didn't get these for retail, I got these later on. Price was still amazing when I got them. It was definitely under 300, slightly over retail. And I definitely one of my favorite shoes to wear, just because the silhouette as a whole is probably one of my favorite Jordan silhouettes, and that is going to be the Travis Scott Jordan 4. And there's what they call the Oilers blue colorway. I think that's the right thing. I didn't speak on size on the other shoes, so let me kind of snap back onto the other ones. With the sales, because they are a canvas shoe, I went true to size, and that was a good choice for me. Obviously if you have canvas Air Force 1s, do go ahead and get the size that you get for those. Me personally, they fit true to size, not to mention because of the creasing, you're able to fit a sneaker shield. Now with Travis Scott 4, they to me fit a little bit more narrow, so I went half size up in a 10.5, and they fit perfectly. This shoe gets a lot of wear, especially in the summertime, not much in the winter. I am in Wisconsin, so a color like this with a little bit of salt would soon be ruined. So I try to be careful how much I actually bring these out, but definitely one of my favorites. It was the first in the collection and literally what started the love you know, for the collaborations between Travis Scott and the Jordan brand. Alrighty, next up on the list is definitely one of the craziest shoes on the collection, in my opinion. The amount of work that went on these as far as quality and different types of materials is mind-blowing, especially because aesthetically they look questionable, but on feet, as anybody will tell you, they fit, they look amazing and they fit amazing. And that's going to be the Travis Scott Air Force One in the, insert what colorway this is, I'm not really sure. It's just crazy. Everything from the little button, the clasp in the back remind me of like a Carhartt jacket, to all the canvas materials, whatever this is called, the stitching, everything on this shoe is just a home run. I personally like wearing it with whatever this is called again. I'm sorry, I'm really bad at this stuff, but I've been seeing a lot of pictures floating around with just the white or the cream laces they come with, removing this, and it looks really good. So I'm probably gonna throw that on next, just because it becomes more, just a little bit of an easier shoe to kind of put on your feet, and it doesn't draw that much attention. Sometimes I like to just wear my kicks for comfort, to kind of, you know, I don't want them to steal the whole show. So removing this, I guess I'll call it a lace cover, is definitely a way to go. Now this shoe, I went with a size 10.5. I could have gotten away with a size 10, though 10.5 isn't that big. The Air Force One, with this one, the materials are really good, so you'll still notice a little creasing, but it then leaves room for a sneaker or a toe shield if that's something that I choose to do, which, if in all honesty, I've never owned before. I've never actually used, so I don't know how well they work. But that's maybe something that I can do on a video, is if that makes a difference on how a shoe that I buy that it's a little bit too big, you know, we can kind of go from there. But the next, that is the again, that is the Travis Scott Air Force One in the, insert the colorway. The next shoe up, and probably the most expensive pair in the collection, or close to the most expensive pair, is going to be the Travis Scott Jordan 1 High. I've yet to wear this shoe. I really like it a lot. It's just that I find its low counterpart a lot more attractive. Obviously this shoe has a lot going for itself with the pockets, and the upside down swoosh, which was the first time that we saw Nike do a bite on, I think it was done previously on like fakes, or you know, bootleg shoes, which sometimes brands go back and do that. I know Gucci has done that a lot. Now with this Jordan 1 High, I went with my 10.5. That's a half size up, and the reason why I feel like Jordan 1s have a bit of a narrow fit in older models, these newer models, honestly, I feel like they fit better. I feel like Jordan brand is, and Nike as a whole, is getting away from real thick materials, which in turn makes it a little easier for the white foot gang to kind of be able to buy shoes in their true size. Now if you have really wide feet, then obviously that doesn't apply to you. You still kind of have to go around and find you know, sizes that work for you. But I don't think that I think that a lot of people are gonna have a Jordan 1 in their collection. I'm thinking from 2015 on to today's date, they'll kind of fit the same. Now this Jordan 1 is a little less padded, if you ask me, again because of they had to get that pocket in the heel, a guard or whatever you want to call that. So it's a little less padded, but definitely one of the better, or one of the best Jordan 1s. I just personally prefer its low counterpart. It just, we'll talk about that in a second, I guess. But yeah, this size, I went with a size 10.5. I could have gone with a size 10, but the size 10.5 fits just as well. Alrighty, next up is going to be the only shoe that I got for retail out of the collection, and I was just beside myself, and that is going to be the Travis Scott SB, or the Travis Scott Dunk. The materials on these are amazing. Now I'm sure you've seen a lot of on foot videos of these shoes going around the internet, So I am not really gonna bother you guys. I guess I just wanted to give you guys the take on my collection and how I feel they fit. Yeah, the materials on these are crazy. Obviously the kind of bandana paisley pattern with the pink inside swoosh. The stitching on the back is gonna be kind of like an off pink. And then you see this Cactus Jack record kind of like small chunk here that is better seen on the Air Force Ones. But yeah, the materials are crazy. I love the laces. I feel bad for whoever had to lace these because these laces are definitely not gonna be easy to take on or off. I love the suede on the toe box that follows all the way through the tongue. This is just an amazing shoe. Now, obviously, as you have seen, this tears away to reveal an elephant print. I personally don't think I'm gonna be doing that. If with time these wear into that, that's perfect. But it's not something that I'm looking to kind of try for myself, as I do not trust my hands. They're not that steady. I'm gonna end up destroying the outsole or something like that. Now, I went with well, when I entered the raffle, I went with a 10.5. I felt like it was better be safe to be sorry, because even though when I get shoes that are half size up, you can always add a second insole to kind of help. I don't know though about these. They're real stiff. So when I've worn them, I've noticed that my feet really hurt. So I don't know if I just need to break them in a little bit more, which is they'll probably be fine once they're broken in. But in the meantime, I would have rather have a size 11, just because though they fit lengthwise, this part right here is very narrow. And again, after a long day of walking in these, your feet hurt. And I don't know, for me, I just felt like I was walking awkward in them. But otherwise, these are definitely one of my favorite shoes of this year, and probably of a while, you know, going forward, because I just can't, the thought process that went into these, even from the stitching, the different parts together, everything plays with itself so well. Again, true shoe size, I believe, is a size 10. I went with a size 10.5, but a size 11 would have been a little bit better. Again, I do have wide feet, so if you have wide feet and you're looking to get these, I wouldn't go off of recent Dunk releases. I don't think they fit the same. I personally wish I would have kind of checked a little bit more, but because I did win these on a raffle, I'm not gonna complain, though it sounds like I am. Definitely one of my favorite pairs and one of the best shoes of 2020. Alrighty guys, and last but not least, definitely my favorite pair in the collection. Even though it's literally one of the silhouettes that I hate the most, is gonna go to the Jordan 1 Low. This shoe to me is amazing. It's got a lot of wearability. It looks good, and despite it being a low, I just love how it looks. Now this shoe did lead me to buy other lows, which I hated. So I don't know if it's hype or what it is. I definitely feel like these fit a lot different, in the sense of I went with a size 10.5. and I had to add a second insole. I could have definitely gotten away with a size 10, as that is my true shoe size. So I just added a second insert in here, and off we went. They look good. The pink laces to me look great, but I'm thinking of switching to the black or the white laces, just to kind of give it a different vibe this summer. Again, my favorite shoe in the collection, and probably the one that I wear the most. These then go this Travis Scott 4s, and I definitely recommend everybody at least get these in their collections if you can't afford the highs, or if you already have the highs, definitely look into getting these. And out of all of them, the shoe that I recommend everybody at least try to get their hands on, besides these, I'm gonna have to go with the Air Force One. This shoe, the materials, the craftsmanship that went into putting this together is the reason why Nike continues to be the leading company in collaboration with artists today. I truly feel if Kanye was with them today, we would see things completely out of our even thought process, because his imagination to me is ridiculous, right? Especially his play on materials and all that stuff. I just feel like him leaving Nike really opened Nike's eye and the importance of listening to designers and listening to the people that they're working with. So I think it was both good and bad that they separated, which paved the way for people like Travis Scott to come into the company, come to the brand, and really create what are going to be timeless shoes. Now I have a pretty considered a pretty full collection here, guys. You know, obviously I've spent a lot of money, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. I feel like it's definitely one of the better collaborations with an artist that we've had in recent times. Now, I'm old enough to remember collaborations with Jay-Z and Reebok, with G-Unit and Reebok. And back then, that was kind of like a gimmick. Now I feel like now it's a true testament of what input artists have as far as streetwear goes. Even though Jay-Z, G-Unit, those guys had it back in the day. Fast forward to now, I don't know if those, you know, can you imagine what those shoes would have looked like if they had the influence people like Travis have now, and if they had the ability to kind of you know, tell these brands what they wanted for their shoe as opposed to what the brand said this is what you're getting. So I want you guys to leave in the comment section down below which out of all the shoes that I've shown you today have been your favorite, if any at all. What do you think of Travis Scott and the Nike collaboration, the Jordan collaborations, the SB collaborations? Do you feel like they're getting oversaturated? Do you feel like what artists do you think would have just as high of an input? I heard somebody say that Lil Uzi would completely destroy the sneaker game if he got in touch with anybody. How do you guys feel about another collaboration or another artist collaborating with brands like Nike or Adidas or Puma, even Under Armour, as A$AP Rocky has done, which I truly believe could have been better had it been better executed. I still gotta get my hands on those shoes, but I'm rambling on now. Thanks again for watching this video, guys. It's been a long time in the making. I'm very happy that I'm finally getting out. And if you guys could do me a huge favor and leave in the comment section a better way for me to edit my videos. I'm not gonna say that I'm not computer savvy, because obviously I can, you know, use a computer and all that, but the editing part seems to be the one thing that I'm struggling with the most at this point, and I think it's a reason why I'm not releasing a lot of content. So if you guys can leave a comment down below on your favorite editing software. I'm not gonna go and buy anything Adobe. I feel like it's too high of a price tag, but if there's another software out there that could kind of get me introduced. Again, I am using a GoPro right now for my camera, and I just feel like it's the best fit for me. Thank you guys so much again for watching, and I hope you liked the video, and stay tuned for the next one. Peace.